Okay. Let
Yeah, maybe it's a vicious
yeah.
frog.
Finish
It's
the class.
irritated vicious animals that are carnivores.
Yes. Let me begin the class. We started with produce.
Yeah?
I said I will
Okay.
begin the class and then ask you the question. Let me begin the class. Let us continue. How do organisms get energy? That is lesson number 2. Roles in energy transfer. I told you, remember, plants and pop producers, they are also called autotrophs. This is the new word once again, autotrophs. For grade 7, your level, you must, I mean, grade 6, your level, you must know what are autotrophs. So producer, also called an autotroph, uses energy to make food. Okay. So producers, we have finished with this and you have learned about decomposers. We have learned about decomposers. And then consumer, carnivore, herbivore, omnivore. So let me ask you 2 examples of herbivore. Malak, 2 examples of herbivores. Can you give me 2 examples of herbivores?
Yes, Miss. We have um. I think I'm not sure they're herbivores.
What?
Like bunnies, rabbit,
Rabbit, very good. Bunny. And what else?
and birds.
Bird, okay. Which bird? Because some of the birds, they eat animals.
Yeah, the small birds, like maybe
Okay,
like
sparrows. Ouch, sparrows. And okay, give me example of carnivore, Galia. Carnivore. Galia,
Yes, miss?
example of
Yes?
carnivore.
What?
Example of carnivore. Carnivore.
Miss, I think also zebras are herbivores
Yes, zebras are herbivores.
and pandas.
Carnivores?
Yes, yes, Galia.
There are lions, hyenas, tigers, tiger sharks.
Okay, omnivores.
There are lions, hyenas, tigers, sharks,
Omnivores.
tiger sharks, and the great white shark.
Correct. And omnivores, yeah, Vatin.
It can be a turtle or
There's giraffes as herbivores.
I know.
And hippos.
Chimpanzees.
Omnivores.
Yeah, bears.
Bear. Excellent. That is the best example.
Sea turtles and humans.
Pigs.
monkeys.
Monkeys, they eat, yes. They are omnivores. Excellent.
Yeah, pigs also, Miss.
Okay. So you
And also, Miss,
have an idea?
Yes.
name.
Miss Ostrich. It's an omnivore or carnivore or herbivore.
Okay, so this is a clear idea of herbivore and carnivore.
I think it's a raccoon. A
Okay.
raccoon is omnivore, like
Yes.
a raccoon.
Yes, all right.
Miss.
Can you give me example of scavenger?
Yeah. We have what is it?
Scavenger.
Miss, we have a lot. Maybe.
You know,
I don't
Miss,
know.
what's an example of what?
there is a bird called as vulture. Vulture.
Yes, vultures.
Yes,
The one that don't have hair in their head.
yes, it feeds dead animals. Now,
And also, I think Miss a cheetah.
cheetah, it feeds dead animal. I don't have any idea. You can search and let me know if it's, I think no, it eats fresh. It doesn't like dead. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think.
You can go and search. Okay. Please, can you read this food chain?
Me, Miss.
Yes, Malak, you can. Anyone.
Okay. A food chain is the path of energy transfer from producers to consumers. Energy moves from one organism to the next in one direction. The arrows in a food chain represents the transfer of energy.
Arrow,
As
what we make, this arrow from here to here, this represents the energy transferred. That means the hawk eats the lizard. So the hawk is getting energy from lizard. The energy is transferred. The arrow in the food chain represent the transfer of energy. Yes, continue, Ya Malak.
As one organism is eaten by other, arrows represent the flow of energy from the body of the consumed organism to
Yeah.
the body of the consumer or the organism. Producers form the base
of the
of
food
food
chain.
chains.
Whenever we start the food chain, remember we will always start with producers. Okay? We will start the chain with producers and then
So maybe like if we start
consumer.
by a carrot
Yes, of course you can start by the carrot. Food
and
chain.
then the rabbit come eat the
Then the
carrot.
rabbit, yeah, come and then
Then the hog
lion comes and eat the rabbit, and then the lion is eaten by something else, like that. This goes on and the food chain. So it's called as first or primary, the next or secondary, and the tertiary consumer. You remember I explained you a triangle? You remember? I even explained you the triangle last. The triangle, the energy pyramid, we call it as energy pyramid.
I remember it, Miss.
Before explaining you the food web, I want to show you the energy pyramid, if it's here. Or let us do that. Let us go for food web tomorrow and or food chain tomorrow. You'll just see the video here. And so girls, till now, what did you learn? You learned about the lion with a male lion, which needs to eat about 50 pounds, about 7 kilograms. And then we are talking about, I have already explained carnivores and
depend on the
omnivores.
sun's energy to survive. Plants use sunlight to make their...
If a question is asked, what is the main source of energy? The first thing what you have to say is always a sun. Without sun, even plants don't exist, and without plants, we don't exist.
in a process called photosynthesis. Animals eat the plants, or they eat other animals that eat the plants. Click the play button to see how energy flows from the sun to plants and animals. The sun's light energy to make food from water, carbon dioxide, and nutrients found in water and soil. The food contains chemical energy that can either be used immediately or stored for later use. Plants are producers and are a source of food for many organisms.
Miss, I can't hear the voice.
Food chains
Now?
in an ecosystem.
Yeah,
Make-
Miss, I can hear it now.
Web.
Now you can?
Yeah,
Yeah, Miss, I can now hear it. Yeah.
A male lion needs
One
to eat
minute. I will just again play that.
Energy passes from one link in a food chain to another through different trophic levels. Click the pictures to learn how each type of organism fits into the trophic levels of an energy pyramid. Begin with producers.
Okay, they are talking about energy pyramid. We have primary producers, we have consumers, we have secondary consumers. You remember I told you that this is the pyramid. This is the pyramid here. And here, the first one we have is primary producers. And then we have primary consumers, and then we have secondary consumers, and finally we have tertiary consumers. So this is green, all the lowest one is green. And then you have the primary consumers, and then secondary, and then you have finally as tertiary consumers.
Are Producers. They make their own food and are eaten by animals. Primary producers form the base of the energy pyramid. Consumers, such as deer and grasshoppers, eat producers. And carnivores are secondary consumers. Secondary consumers eat primary consumers. For example, mice eat grasshoppers. Wolves are carnivores. Carnivores can also be tertiary consumers.
Seagulls, you can take a picture of
Tertiary
this to draw.
consumers eat
It is
secondary
giving a
consumers
very clear
and
picture
are
that
at
is
the top of the
producers,
food
primary
chain.
consumers, secondary consumers, and
Organisms
tertiary
use energy
consumers.
to stay alive. However, most of the energy in a trophic level is released to the environment as heat before it can be transferred to the next trophic level. This means that less and less energy passes from one trophic level to another. A large amount of producers is necessary to support the organisms in the trophic levels above them. Scavengers and decomposers
So this we're
are
gonna do
important
tomorrow,
parts
inshallah.
of
Okay,
an
guys?
ecosystem.
Okay,
Thank you. And